Now, this one has regular differentials, not the spider diffs. We'll talk about that in a second when we see one that has them. Oh, okay, now I can show you, finally, I can show you what I do. This is a Todd trademark. I am not ashamed at all. Now, as you can see, this is, shine that up, a PCR front shock tower, and of course it has the lower screws down there. This is the PCR front shock tower, a very nice front shock tower, right? But oh no, and it's black. That's a key thing, right? It's black. Oh no, from use, the tops of that beautiful PCR shock tower have worn off. The black has worn off. Oh no, what do we do? I take my Sharpie and and you know, of course, it's when you wreck, it's going to rub it right back off, of course. But for the time being, and all you got to do is do it again when it rubs off, and you got your nice, beautiful black shock towers again. That's just something I do. All right. Who else runs aluminum tape on their fuel tank? It's like a reflector that reflects heat off of the pipe from getting into your fuel. Of course, you know, not all. It helps to do that. That's the purpose of it, of the aluminum tape on the fuel tank there, is to reflect heat. What else to talk on here? You know, I like these stock shocks. Now, my other one, my current one, are these? Yes, these are SS shocks. These here are Hyper SS shocks, which are superior to the shocks that came on the Hyper 7, the standard ones. But these are them here. I don't mind these at all. I like these shocks. As you can see, I swapped the rear end, right? I didn't swap the front end. This is the front end that I've been running on this buggy, and I've been running the stock shocks. I like those shocks. They work great. I really like them. What else can we get into this? Now, a key part of the pillow ball car, right, is your front upper arm holder. The stock one is cast. They do make aluminum ones. Just be careful, don't strip out. Use the grub screws that come in the side here to hold the pins that your arms pivot on. Use thread lock, and be careful not to strip out, especially if you have the cast one. You can strip out fairly easily those grub screws that hold those pins in. Aluminum front upper arm holders aren't crazy expensive, and it's a good investment. What else can I say about this thing? All right, so that's a look at, I think I got, there's aluminum drive shafts in the rear, and is it both centers? No, only the rear center. Front center has a steel in it. And yes, I got purple washers on all of the screws because it looks so good. All right, that is that one, my pillow ball Hyper 7. This is a parts pillow ball Hyper 7 I picked up. It was pretty much complete. I don't know if it had an engine or not. But it did have the rear end and the fuel tank and all the stuff. I've just been pulling parts off of it. It has the stock Ofna servos. Now, as you'll see when I pull out my third, so this was my third runner, right? This thing has been out of commission for a while. This was what's the name of that one? That's a PBS. Is this a PCR with the lay? Anyway, the lay down shocks, lay down servos. This buggy had the lay down servos. I don't dislike or like the lay down servos. I think it's fine either way. I didn't mind. I should still have the rest of the parts for this. This is the radio box for it. Looks like, yeah, this is the rear end. You can see it's got the green washers. That's what gives it away. Like I said, this is the green theme car with the green washers and the green caps. Do I still have a battery in there? Oh, yeah, I still got... I need to put that in my fire bag with the rest of my lipos. Keep all of your lipos in a fire-safe bag when you store them, please. Yeah, I need to do some of that. So this one's been out of commission for a while, but I ran this one for a long time. Now, this one has the spider diffs in it. Let's see if I can find most of the rest of the parts. I got a few wings in here that I've ran throughout the years on these Hypers. And overall, see, I added a wicker bill to that one. I kind of like wicker bills. I like a stiff wing. Another wing that's kind of almost a new one. Okay, yeah, there's the radio tray, as you can see, with the green washers. The lay down servo radio tray for that one goes right there. Now, all of my Hyper 7s are equipped with the low profile engine mounts. That's an upgrade that I really like. I have these on all of mine. So this is the one I bought for parts, right? This is the stock engine mounting plate, right? That's the stock one. And then these are the CNC. It's a pair. The other one's a one piece. These are 2-piece CNC low profile engine mounts. I have those on all of my buggies. Is there still fuel in there? No. All right, so this is my old with the lay down servo setup, and I liked it. This buggy ran fine. It's been out of commission for a while. Needs a total rebuild. It's just been kind of sitting around. So that's that one. We saw the purple one. Let me kind of go through the rest of what's in this box. So that's the parts one there. I got some bodies in here. So this was the body I ran on this one. Yeah, this is the PCR. That's what this one is. The one with the lay down servos is the PCR. And yeah, that one, yeah, so the PCR does have the same problem with the front shock tower. That's the stock front shock tower on the PCR. All right. Yeah, body's kind of tired. Ripped back through my shoe goo and drywall tape repair there. So that's the body I ran on it. I think this body came with that one, actually. Needs a little repair, but it's in pretty good shape. And I've got a brand new body set in gray for TQ Sport, I believe. Yeah, TQ Sport. Right there. All right, we looked at all the wings. That's the rest. So the rear end of the one with the purple, I had purple springs on that as well. These are the rear arms and shocks that were on it. What do we got? I got a bag here. What's this? That is just a differential. Yeah, that one. The gears ate up on that one. How the parts? Inside feels great. It's just the outside ate up. What do we got in here? Just some bolts. This feels like another diff. Yeah, that's a front or rear diff, as opposed to the last one we looked at was a center. What we got in here? Radio battery holder. I don't remember what those are on. Those look like the smaller, like 13 millimeter, maybe 14 millimeter, but that's a set of shocks. And then in here, what the heck is in here? There's the other, that's the front shocks that went with those rear shocks with the purple springs. And this, I've been looking for this. This is, this clutch is from the HPI, what is it, Pulse 4.6? One of the HPI 8-scale off-road buggies. And these are some motor mounts. Yeah, like that's what I call an engine swap kit. When I swap an engine, if I leave it off, that's kind of the parts that are left over. Engine mounts and clutch parts and whatnot. All right, that's that. There's one more bag in here. Looks like we got a tank. And miscellaneous parts. Dog bones. Center brake parts. Oh, okay, yeah, I remember that. Zip tie city on there. That one I had to rig, but I fixed it. Yeah. Do I have a purple fuel filter on the purple one? No, I got it. Oh yeah, I do. I do have a purple fuel filter on it. All right. So that's all. All right, that's everything in this tub here. That needs to go somewhere else. So that's this tub. Put these wings back in there, body, well, not yet. So I'm going to throw all these parts back in this tub. And parts, chassis, my old green Monster I used to run. And will be rebuilt. It's in line for a rebuild. It'll get rebuilt from scratch, and it'll be better than ever. Oh, this is something that happens. The chassis, and I actually I'm working on. I filled in some of these with JB Weld before, and it held up decent, but it did dig back out eventually. But I'm working on a solution for that problem. The screws that you set your droop, I guess, ride height. the screws bite into the chassis and dig holes in it, one on each side. So that's an old, you can tell that's an old chassis when it starts to get those holes in it. Well, looky there. That was, this is probably one of the first ones I had, because that was a long time ago that I did that. I used to have issues getting it started on the starter box. I'll show you what I did to help with that. I don't run pegs on my starter box because I have different vehicles. So if I guess I could run different starter boxes, but I like to run one box for all my vehicles. So I run it pegless, right? But I run mostly Hyper 7s. So I've got these two pieces of Velcro, one right there, one right there. And this is also to help my pit man at the track who, isn't so familiar with my car. If you set it on and line it up to where those two Velcro pieces are butted up against the chassis, just like that, then boom, it'll start. That's how you line it up. That's my current Ofna starter box. We'll talk about starter boxes in the starter box collection video. That'll be coming soon. All right, so that's that tub. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. Get rid of that tub. Let's talk for a little bit. We talked a little bit about the purple one. Again, I'm breaking in the Force Pro 21 in here. So I guess that's what I'm running right at the moment. Got an OS 2050 pipe in here. Same exact setup with the battery, LiPo pack with the Dean's plug. On these, you want to make sure that every now and then you check these and verify that these are tight, these 2.5 millimeters. Here, they sometimes can work loose. I always use aluminum wing buttons. This one doesn't have the chassis protectors, or chassis protector on it. And as you can see, this one is my newest one. So, but certainly has some. Look at the beat on those front arms. Look how beat those things are. I wreck a lot. I will tell you honest. I biff jumps all the time. This heavy thing takes a nosedive into that wheel 4 or 5 times at least every track day. I am a horrible driver. And it takes it. My opinion, the Hyper 7 ages like fine wine. It just gets better and better with age. All right, what am I talking about here? All right, we pretty much discussed everything about these. That's that fuel filter I like, the clear one with the 2 different size filter screens. I like this is a tire I really like. Which exactly one is this? This is a Blockade, but any pin about this size, right? A medium, I guess, medium pin tire I really like that. Again, running that Traxxas air filter. All right, so I think that's enough. We've gotten a look at my current, or somewhat current buggies, current and not current, and I'm repeating myself. All right, we got one last. Oh yeah, these are the bodies that are on my 2. The blue one has the blue body, and the purple one has the black body. All right, now I'm not done yet. Now we got the tub. All right, so so this right here, this is all pretty much used. Maybe a couple new pieces thrown in here. But this is mostly like screws, nuts, bolts, random pieces. There's one of those front. That's not the upper arm. That's the other one. Or maybe the rear upper, but it's not the front upper. That right there is one of those front upper arms, and that is a bad one that got stripped out. That is a cast one of the stock ones. I don't have handy, yeah. There, that's what you want right there. Oh no, that's the bottom one again. I'll show you the top one here in a second. Anyways, output drives. Turnbuckles, not a turnbuckle, a link. If I need a part or some pillow balls in here, all kinds of miscellaneous small used mostly parts for the Hyper 7 are in that tub. This is somewhat larger used parts for the Hyper 7. Stuff like radio box, arms, center diff, another arm. What was I? Oh, that was me trying. Oh, I never took those off of there. I glued this and then zip tied it to see if I could get it to hold, and I guess I left it for a year or two. I wonder. Now you know what? With if you do use a front shock tower that utilizes those holes, I bet you this would work. It is glued. You know what? I bet you that would work. I'll probably use that. Yeah, that was broken right there. You can see and repaired. The repair is decent. But if you do a front shock tower that uses those holes, I don't think it'll push it back anymore. I think that'll work fine. Now, boy, this is a long story. This video is going to be so long already, so I'm not going to tell it. But these here, 3 spider diffs. This needs a new bag. This is the full set: spider center, spider front, spider rear, right? Well, these front rear are both the same. But as you can see, oh no, there it is. I knew, okay. I knew I had that somewhere. Okay, these are the spiders. Let me get this straight. All right, so that's the spider center. You can see spider. And these are the spider front rears. These come out of a parts buggy that I got. That was so freaking beat. These things here, look, like every single one of the screws they had to slot on this thing. Look at that. It's crazy. None on the other one, but it's missing one. But yeah, look at how they're just gnarred all up. Ate to crap. But I don't throw anything away. So, I still have those. And this is a good spider center right here. That's a good, nothing wrong with that. That's solid. That right there, my friends. What's that? You can tell me what that is. That is, that's what gives it away. The 2 sets, they're not evenly spaced. You got 2 over here, 2 over there. That is a torsion center diff right there for Hyper 7. Torsion center diff. Torsion spider set. I'll need to I'll put those. Yeah. I'll rebag those shortly. These purple braces came off of that totally trashed one that I told you the spider diffs came out of. These purple braces came out of that. I like these. I might try to use them someday. And also that purple radio tray. I got a wing mount there. Now here, here's some shock towers that I've used in the past. As you can see, that's a front. Does not use those holes. That's a rear. That's another front, another rear. Another rear. Bag of dog bones. Radio tray, and not a whole lot more interesting in here. Oh, you start getting into the broken knuckles. Bad. I wanted to let myself know so I didn't grab it and try to use it. Shock parts, diff parts. Those things. Top, left, right, and to let myself know. All right, that is used Hyper 7 parts. That tub and that tub, right? That's the used Hyper 7 parts. That is used. It's a side whatchamacall. All right, now let's get into the goodies. Let's start with a 2-piece nugget of brand new chassis. Brand new pick and pull, pulled apart vehicles, but 2 brand new chassis. Now, a lot of this stuff, I didn't need this, right? But, and a lot of sellers have figured this out and put an end to it. But you used to be able to, you could take advantage of a shipping discount, and a lot of sellers would have like a buy 5 items or buy 4 items, lowest item free, something. They would have these deals. So there's a few things in here that I might not have needed, but it was just like either literally free or super cheap, another $1 or $2 to throw it on to an order. So there's some stuff in here like that. I got another one of these. Anyways, brand new radio tray. That is a brand new pulled fuel tank. Set of side guards. New wing. Now, I'm just going to I'll try to go through this quickly. Now, this was back, I guess, before, I don't know why I got all of these. I got like 3 sets of the cast knuckles in here. Again, probably because it was cheap to buy them in bulk, you know, another $4 or $5 for another one. So I just bought extras. Set of arms, uppers and lowers. Set of rear shocks. Another rear shock set. Good old Dollar Hobbies. Some center diff parts there. Rear arms, upper and lower, and uprights. That's, you know, stuff like that. It would be sold in that lot, right? That's like basically the rear end. It didn't come with bearings. You had to buy the bearings separately. I'll find them. But that's like, other than bearings, that's like the entire rear end part. You got your out drives, your uprights, upper links, lower arms, and the dog bones. So that would be all sold as a set right there. All right. Another of that exact same set I just showed you. There's a set of front shocks. Another front arm set. And now these I did not buy. I did not set out and buy 4 stock front shock towers. These came with other parts. Maybe the diff case, I don't know exactly. But, or did I pull these off of? I don't know. But those are 4 all brand new stock TQ Sport front shock towers. The ones without the extra hole, extra tab. And then looks like there's 2 stock rear shock towers in there. Body mounts in the bag. Set of rear shocks. There's that other side guard. This looks like, so I said I put the low profile engine mounts on all 3 of my buggies. This looks like the 3 stock motor mount plates right there. I don't know why that's in there. A pair of dog bones. Those look like centers. Some turnbuckles. I don't know what that is. Some universals. It's a sway bar. Look like also servo linkage. That's a weird lock. And the front, or the top plate. That right there, what is that? Before I turn it over, who knows? That is the Spider Diff assembling tool. And I have an open one of these also. I'm trying to get all of those are some cast or CNC uprights for the rear. They're standard stock engine mount plates. Trying to get all the eBay pulled parts. That's a front moving steering assembly. And look like some upper and then lower plates. And sets of wheel hubs, 2 sets of them there. 17 millimeters. Another set of front arms. I tell you what, you know, this front A-arms, right? That's something you think, you know, stock up on front A-arms, right? I've never, ever, ever broken a front A-arm on a Hyper 7. I have never done it. There's the bearings. Those are like the wheel bearings. There's some more of those hinge pin holders right there is what those are. So that right there is what you want. That's the good one. That is the aluminum top front holder with the grub screws you see in there. The CNC aluminum one is the good one. And there's another aluminum top holder in like gunmetal, not purple. CNC aluminum one. I think I'm pretty sure I got, that's the bottom, the matching set to that purple top one. That's the bottom. Alright, let me just start going through this stuff. Center outdrive cups, those are key parts, those wear. Front shock shafts, those are just cap screws. That's not Hyper 7 specific. Neither is that Hyper 7 specific. I don't know, it's Ofna though, I got it in there. Those are beautiful, aren't they? Servo saver plate, that's the standard one. Some shock sets, some shocks, there's a set of shocks, or springs, sorry, set of springs, another set of springs, set of springs, some more of those nice purple hardwares. There is a gearbox set, the diff case set. Here are some of the really key pieces here, the crown gears. Here's 2 of them. I stapled them together, 2 brand new ones. I only had one card, so I stapled them both on it. That is the purple rear shock tower. Another key part right there, the differential pinion gear. 77.5 aluminum rear plate. That's the front upper arm. That's the stock, not the CNC one. That's the cast one right there. Another cast one. And we got like some lower arm holder, CNC rear plate, diff outdrive cups, servo saver arms, some more purple hardware. Those are nice. Servo saver slider plate. I got a couple sets of these PBS front upper arms. Most of the upper arms we've looked at, we've looked at our TQ, but those are the PBS upper arms right there. A couple sets of those. Is that Hyper 7? Yeah, Hyper air filter hose, diff outdrives. Diff gear set, aluminum. Is that another? Yeah, another PBS upper arm set. More cap screws, another servo slider plate. Those, that weighs nothing. Those are the aluminum center drive shafts. You know, I loved these, right? I love the fact that they're crazy light. They weigh like nothing. But the only ones I've ever had snap are these aluminum ones. I've snapped a couple of these. Another set of PBS front upper arms. Another set of diff outdrive cups. There's plenty of doubles in here. Plenty of doubles. That's not Hyper 7 specific, but it's still pretty cool. Ofna pink servo saver kit. Oh, that's kind of cool. Check that out. That is my Hyper 7 wing mount pattern. So I can get a new wing. I can cut my holes out with my little Hyper 7 pattern there. Alright, that's the last of the sweet purple hardware. One more crown gear. Lower arm holder. And then just a couple little miscellaneous bags in here. That piece, some diff shim. All right, so that, did I tell you I had a collection of Hyper 7 stuff? Did I disappoint? Now, hold on one quick second. We are at an hour and 26 minutes. So those are my Hyper 7 buggies, my Hyper 7 bodies, wings, all my used Hyper 7 parts. all my new spare Hyper 7 parts. All right, we went through all of that. My friends, because, you know, we're tight, like, go ahead and show y'all my goodies. These are, oh, and that was, okay, I wanted to touch upon that real quick, sorry. I have an idea for a project, or maybe just something for me. I've been thinking about this for a long time, building the ultimate Hyper 7, essentially building up a Hyper 7 using all the best parts, right? The best shock towers, the best, all the best parts, right? And have it like be the ultimate Hyper 7, right? That's a kind of like an idea I have. If I were to do that, this box here is where I would be going. These here are the choice Hyper 7 parts in here. Now, number one, let me go ahead and 1 second. The entire, and now these, in my opinion, are the best of all. Like now I love those Yannick edition shock towers, don't get me wrong. But in my opinion, the PCR parts, right, the PCR upgrades are the best upgrades in my opinion. And here we have a complete set. Just feast your eyes on, these are all just beautiful parts. Look at that price, $42.95. These things were crazy expensive, but very, very well made, very nice, beautiful parts. That's the PCR top plate, PCR rear stiffener brace, PCR, rear toe-in plate, PCR, rear shock tower, PCR, and that's the hard one to find. The front shock tower, I've got a PCR shock tower front on one of my cars. And here's another PCR front shock tower with the extra holes down there. But the rear one there is really tough to find, the PCR rear shock tower. PCR rear toe-in plate. PCR steering link bearing supported. Look at that. Very nice PCR. That little piece we just saw, the rear stiffener mount, there's the PCR one. PCR center top plate. The front stiffener brace, PCR. And of course, the servo tray, PCR. That's the full set of the PCR parts, which in my opinion, they're the best, the most expensive, the most sought after. That right there, my friends, I'm very proud of. I got a lot of that in one lot, but I pieced together the rest of it. Those are some very key pieces, in my opinion. And then what else I have in this box? Oh, missed one. There's the front PCR front plate. But then you have the trifecta right here. Your CNC rear uprights. Your CNC knuckles. There they are. Those are the ones you want right there, the Ofna ones. And then of course the center CVAs. So basically, these are all the parts to make one friggin' badass Hyper 7. It's an idea I've been thinking about for a while, but also at the same time, I don't know if I'll ever be able to open this stuff. I'm a collector. I collect engines. I collect nitro. I am a collector. This stuff, I don't know if I'll ever be able to open this stuff. This stuff, is not. These are collector's items right here. All right, so finally we are at the end. I've shown you all of my Hyper 7 stuff. I hope you enjoyed. If there's anyone who watched all of that, holy smokes, you're a champ. But I don't even know if I'll be able to watch that thing back. What are we at? An hour and 33 minutes. Thank you very, very, very much for watching. I really appreciate it.